Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Let me share the screen. Please check if the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just hold on a moment. Let me check if the recording has started properly. Okay, this looks fine. Okay, students, very good afternoon. In the last lecture, we have started with the third searching technique, that is hashing, and we have seen how hashing is a process of converting a key value into a hash value or a hash address, and this can be done with help of a hash function. So we have seen one simple hash function initially, which was using the division method, that is mod operator, using mod operator. So the input key values are passed on to that hash function, and the number of slots are given to us as an input against which we calculate the mod, and whatever result we get is used as an hash value or the hash address for storing those elements. Same hash function will be further applied for searching the elements also. Now sometimes we have multiple key values having the same hash value. Okay, so one such example that we discussed was uh, say 15 and 25. So 15 mod 10 was also 5 and 25 mod 10 was also 5. So this 15 and 25 will create a situation of collision for you people. First 15 will be stored, but the moment you will process the 25 key, that will not be able to find space in your memory, because already the hash value or the hash address, that is 5, is occupied by 15. This phenomenon we call it as collision, which can be further resolved with collision resolution techniques, which we are going to discuss today. Now, if we don't have any collision for a given input, then that particular hash function will be called as a perfect hash function with respect to that input. Okay. If your input changes, sometimes it may happen that your perfect hash function will no longer remain a perfect hash function. Now, sometimes we may not get an perfect hash function, but we may have minimal collisions which are a bit of accepted for us, which we can further resolve using collision resolution technique. In such cases, we call that particular hash function as good hash function with respect to that key values. Now, apart from this modulus operator, that is division method, we discussed few more types of hash function in the last lecture. The next one that we discussed was mid square method. So in mid square method, what we do is we calculate the square of the given input key values, and then we pick the middle digits. How many digits to be picked is dependent on the number of slots available. So if you have 0 to 10, if you have 1 to 10 slots available, then one digit is sufficient for you to pick up from the middle. If you have 11 to 100 slots available, then you need 2 digits to pick up from middle, and so on. While picking the digits, if you have odd number of elements, then the middle position can be calculated properly. But if you have say even number of elements, as we have seen in some of the examples, then the left hand side digit gets picked up. That is how the mid gets calculated. We have seen that with help of example in the last lecture. Then the method that we discussed was folding method. Usually this folding method is used for such key values which are longer in length. So if you have too many digits in your given key elements, then such type of folding method is more effective, where you can create folds of the large numbers based on the fold parameter that is given to you, and then further we can apply the modulus or the division method. So if we say that if the number of slots available are 10 and the folds that have to be created is of size 3, then we start creating this fold from right hand side. So in the example you can observe we created 3 folds for the first example. Fold number 1 was 506, then 314, and then 142. Very important, we create these folds from right hand side. In the next example, the first fold was 422, then 121, and then 192. And in third example, if you observe, the first fold was 211, then 815, and final fold was including only 71 because we had one digit less in that particular number. So some happen that the key values are not having equal lengths. So in such cases, we should be very careful while creating these folds. Folds should not be created from left hand side, rather they should be created from right hand side, because if you create it from left hand side, then it will change the value of the folds and you may end up into a wrong answer. Okay, so the rule is that you have to create this fold from right hand side. So once you add up the values of these folds, then you can further apply the division method to actually get your hash address where you are going to store your element, right? So these three hashing functions we had already discussed in the last lecture. What we are going to do today is we are going to start with collision resolution techniques. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today is collision resolution technique. So may I ask, roll number 18, is roll number 18 present here? Roll number 18?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell me what is collision?
When the same hash for two different values.
Same hash address or same hash value for two different key values. Very good. You can mute yourself. So as correctly said, that collision occurs when you have multiple key values having the same hash address. I had shown you one example in the last lecture. Okay, same example I am plotting here right now in front of you. Suppose 10 slots available. So create those 10 slots here. First, 6th slot, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. So these are our 10 slots which are indexed as 0 to 9, which are indexed as 0 to 9. Okay, now suppose the method that I am using is modulus method, that is division method, is my hash function that I am using. Okay, now in that first key value that I have taken is 15, as I told you. So 15 mod 10 for out to be 5. So I store that 15 in the location of 5, right? Now next time if I get another key value that is 25. So if I write 25 mod 10, if I write 25 mod 10, so it results again into 5, and 5 as it is already storing 15. This gives you the phenomenon that is collision. This gives you the phenomenon that is collision. Now we need to resolve this collision because finally I want to store 25 in my data, in my slots, because if I see my current slots, I have total 10 slots available. It is not the case that the slots are full. Okay, if say for example all slots are full, then in that case I may not be able to store 25. But now in this situation, if you observe, only one number is there in my array, right? Still 9 slots are remaining. No doubt there is a collision happening at 5, but still there are some other slots available which can be occupied by 25, which can be occupied by 25, because there is no point in rejecting 25 if I already have some space available in my array. Okay, but suppose if there is no space available in my array, then I may not be able to accommodate 25. In that case, even if there is a collision, but if there is no space available in my array, then such collision cannot be resolved, because at the end you should have that space available to it, right? So we need some advanced techniques to resolve such type of collision. So we'll discuss them one by one, right? So now my first focus is that whenever I'm getting a collision, I'm not able to store that particular key element right now on the obtained hash value or hash address. I'm not able to store 25 on 5. So my intention is now to find another location, another space, another hash value for 25 only in a situation when there is a space available, right? So I need to find some other space. Please keep yourself on mute, all of you, please. So I have to find some other space. I have to find some other space for 25 so that I can place that 25 on some other location, provided the space is available. Now, how to find that other space? So there are different methods for doing it. So we'll discuss those methods one by one. We'll discuss those methods one by one. So the first category of methods is coming as open addressing methods. The first category of methods to resolve such type of collision is coming or it is categorized as open addressing, or in some textbooks it is also called as, this method is also called as open hashing. I'll tell you the meaning of this technique. First, let us see the types. Okay, I'll take examples and I'll explain their meaning also. What is the first type of collision resolution technique? Open addressing or open hashing. In some textbooks, some different terminologies are used, so I'm mentioning both these names to you. The second technique for collision resolution technique is called as chaining. The second technique is called as chaining, or in some textbook it is also labeled as closed hashing. In some textbook it is also labeled as closed hashing. So these two types we have to discuss for collision resolution techniques. Which type? Open addressing or open hashing, and chaining or closed hashing. Okay, now let us start with the first type of technique, that is open addressing or open hashing. Open addressing or open hashing. Now in this type also there are three subtypes. There are three subtypes. First is linear probing. All of you can note these types in your notebooks simultaneously. The first type is linear probing. Second type is called as quadratic probing. I'll take examples and explain meaning of each one of these. Don't worry. Okay. First, let us see the classification. The second type is called as quadratic probing. Apologize, students. I'm late. And the third type is double hashing. The third type of open addressing or open hashing scheme is double hashing. Okay, so as I told you, there are two types. One was open addressing or open hashing, and the second type was chaining or closed hashing. Second type was chaining or closed hashing. In open addressing, again we have three types: linear probing, quadratic probing, and double hashing. Out of this now, I am taking the first one, that is linear probing. Out of this now, I am taking the first one, that is linear probing. How we can use linear probing in order to resolve collision. Now let us take example and understand now the actual first type of collision resolution technique, that is linear probing. Linear probing is a type of open addressing or open hashing scheme. Okay, so we are discussing now linear probing. We are discussing now linear probing method. So what is linear probing method? So in linear probing method, the equation for linear probing method is as follows. I'll write the equation and then I'll explain you the meaning of this equation. H dash is H of k plus I mod n, where H of k is k mod n. I'll tell you the meaning of all the terms in this. What is the formula for linear probing? H dash of k comma I. So this is our main term that we have to calculate. That is H dash of k comma I. H dash is a hashing function. H is nothing but a hashing function, right? So what we are interested in calculating is H dash of k comma I. For calculating that, what we calculate? H of k plus I mod n. In which now what is H of k? H of k is k mod n, which is our basic division method. In this, what is k? K is our input key value. What is k? K is our input key value. N, what is n? N is number of slots available. N is number of slots available. And I is a value which we take from 0 to n minus 1. I is a value which we take from 0 to n minus 1. How to take that value? I'll demonstrate that with help of example to you. But is the meaning of terms understood in this? What we are interested is in calculating h dash for each key value. So you will be given say 5-6 key values, right? As we calculated normal h of k up till now. We were calculating only normal h of k, right? Now we have to calculate h dash of k comma I. We have to calculate h dash of k comma I, which is basically h of k plus I mod n, where h of k is k mod n, which is our basic hash function. In this, what is k? K is our input key value. What is n? N is number of slots available. And what is I? I can take values from 0 to n minus 1. I can take value from 0 to n minus 1. So once I have explained you the equation, let us take example so that this equation will be more clear. Okay, suppose your n given is 10 now. Suppose your n given is 10. Okay, and the key values which you are trying to store now, suppose your key values are 15, 23, 25, 24, 16, 78. Okay, so these 6 key values we are trying to store now. Now, if I have 6 numbers to be stored and I have 10 slots available, so all collisions should be resolved basically, right? All collisions should be resolved because there will be space available for all the 6 numbers because I have total 10 slots available, right? But the moment these given key values will exceed 10, then collision resolution technique will not be able to accommodate that 11th number or 12th number for that matter, right? But in our given example, we have only 6 key values and we have 10 slots. No doubt some collisions may occur, but such collisions can be resolved and other slots can be available because total 10 slots are available, only 6 key values we are trying to store. Is it clear? But if I give you key values more than 6, if I give you 11, 12, 13, then only first 10 key values will be processed and wherever collisions are there, they will be resolved and only first 10 key values will find space in your given input. 11th key value, 12th key value, 13th will not be able to find space by using this particular collision resolution technique which I am discussing right now. Are you getting this? Now let us solve this key values one by one. So what we are solving first is key value 15. So what is first k? First k that we take is 15. So this is my first k that I am taking. While taking my first key value, initial value of I that I take is 0. Initial value of I that I take is 0 because I told you that I takes value from 0 to n minus 1. I takes value from 0 to n minus 1. So initial value that I take for I is 0. Okay. So I am calculating h dash of 15 comma 0. I am calculating h dash of 15 comma 0. What is h dash of 15 comma 0? It will be h of 15, k is 15, right? Plus I. What is I? It is 0. Are you getting this? Mod n. What is n? 10. What is n? 10. Right? Again, in this, what is h of 15? What is h of k? I told you in the formula. What is h of k? It is k mod n. What is h of k? What is formula for h of k? It is our basic hash function, division hash function, right? So it is k mod n, right? So it is 15 mod 10. It is 15 mod 10 plus 0 mod 10. Okay, so what is 15 mod 10? 5. 5 plus 0 mod 10. 5 plus 0 mod 10, which is nothing but 5 mod 10. Again, answer will come as 5. So what is my final answer for h dash of 15 comma 0? What is final answer for h dash of 15 comma 0? It is 5. So I'll store 15 in 5. So first key value, so I don't have any collision, so I don't have any problem, right? The next key value that I will pick up will be 23. Next key value that I will pick up will be 23. So I am solving now h dash of 23, 0. Again, value of I that I will take will be 0 only. Initial value of I that I take for every key value is 0. Again, I repeat, initial value of I that I take for every key value is 0. So once I start processing 15, I start I with 0. Then next time when I take 23, I start I with 0. Next time when I'll take 25, I'll start I with 0, right? So every time you pick up a new key value, you have to start the value of I from 0. So I'm taking now 23, 0. What is h dash of 23, 0? It is h of 23 plus 0 mod 10. What is h of 23? It will be 23 mod 10 plus 0 mod 10. What is 23 mod 10? It will come out to be 3. So 3 plus 0 mod 10, final result for me for this equation will be 3. Whether 3 is available? Yes, 3 is available. So I will store 23 over here. No collision, so no problem. No collision, so no problem. So 23 is also processed. 23 is also processed. Up till now it is clear, my dear students. Any doubts up till now? Anyone? Is it clear? I am audible, students?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Is the nature of equation understood? Yes. How I am processing K, I, N, all these terms are understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we will pick the next value, that is 25, which is of interest for us because that will give us a collision, right? So next value that I pick up is 25. So I am solving h dash of 25, 0. I am solving h dash of 25, 0. So what is h dash of 25, 0? It will be h of 25 plus 0 mod 10. So what it will give me? It will give me 25 mod 10 plus 0 mod 10, right? So this will give me 5 plus 0 mod 10, for which the final answer I'm getting as 5. Final answer I'm getting as 5. Now, my dear students, this 5 is already storing 15. So this gives you collision. So this gives you collision. This gives you collision. The moment you get a collision, you are going to increment the value of I by 1. You are going to increment the value of I by 1. Are you getting these students? If you don't get a collision, you were keeping your I to 0. If you don't get a collision, like when I was processing 15, I kept I as 0. When I was processing 23, I kept I as 0. The moment I process 25 with 0, I found a collision. And that's why I'll now solve. Now I'll solve h dash of 25, 1. Now I am solving h dash of 25, 1 because there was a collision. Because there was a collision. What will be h dash of 25, 1? It will be h of 25 plus 1 mod 10. So h of 25 will give you answer as 5. 5 plus 1 mod 10. So this will now become 6 mod 10. This will now become 6 mod 10 and your answer will be getting as 6. Now whether 6 is available, my dear students? Yes, 6 is available. So now 25 will be stored at location number, index number 6. Is this example understood, students? How I processed collision?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Any doubts, students? See, the value of I will only be incremented if there is a collision. If there is no collision that you find, then you are going to continue with I as 0 and then you are going to process next key value. Okay, now next key value that I will pick up will be 24. Next key value that I will pick up will be 24. What will be value of I? Can you tell me, anyone?
1.
No.
0.
No, 0. Again, I repeat. See, while picking every new key value, value of I should start from 0. I knew that this silly mistake will happen. What I told you earlier, that when I pick 15, first I'll take 0. I value 0. I will process I with 1 only if there I get a collision for I as 0. Are you getting this? Next time I took 23. For 23 initially I took I as 0. When I solve with I as 0, I don't get collision, so I don't increment I. Are you getting this? Next value of key I take is 25. Again for 25, first I take value of I as 0. I process. After processing, I come to know that there is a collision. That's why I make my value of I as 1. And then I get value of h dash of 25, 1 as 6. And I store 25 at 6. Now next time when I will pick up key value 24, again I should take value of I as 0. Again I repeat, for every new key value, I have to start with the value of I from 0. Not 1. For 25 you have done 1, but that doesn't mean that that 1 will be carried forward to 24, 16 and so on. Is it clear, my dear students, now? Who has made that mistake? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for every new key value, you have to take value of I initially as 0. I will be incremented to 1 only if there is a collision at 0. Similarly, if you find collision at 1 also, say for example, then you can make your I as 2. Are you getting this? Again on 2, if you find collision, you can make your value of I as 3. If you are able to store that number, okay. But if the moment you take a new key value, again the value of I should start from 0. Very important, right? So now I'll take next key value, that is 24. So I'll take here on the left hand side. So I'm calculating h dash of 24, 0. What is h dash of 24, 0? It is h of 24 plus value of I as 0 mod 10. So what this will be? This will be 24 mod 10, correct? So this will give me answer as 4. This will give me answer as 4. Now whether 4 is available, my dear students? Yes, 4 is available. So there is no collision over here. There is no collision over here. So directly I can store 24 here. Directly I can store 24 here. And my 24 processing is finished. So directly now I can go to the next key value, that is 16. I'll go to the next key value as 16. No need to calculate 24, 1. Are you getting this? 1 I will be only incremented if there is a collision. Now next key value that I take is 16. Again for 16, what will be initial value of I? For 16, initial value of I will be 0. Very important. Initial value of I for every key value, it has to be 0. Okay. What is h dash of 16, 0? It will be h of 16 plus 0 mod 10. It will be h of 16 plus 0 mod 10. What it will give you? It will give you 16 mod 10 plus 0 mod 10. So if you solve this, you will get final answer as 6. You will get final answer as 6. Now, my dear students, on 6, you already have 25 stored. So this gives you collision. Are you getting this, my dear students? This gives you collision. So if we get collision, what is the technique? Technique is increment the value of I by 1. So now I am interested in solving h dash of 16, 1. Now I am interested in solving h dash of 16, 1. What is h dash of 16, 1? It will be h of 16 plus 1 mod 10. So what this will give you as the result? This will give you 6 plus 1 mod 10. So you will get answer as 7 in this case. You will get answer as 7 in this case. Are you getting this, my dear students? So now the key value 16 will be stored on hash address 7. Did you get this, my dear students? How did I process 16? Did you understand? Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Next key